Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. It seems that as WWE is trying to find a way to fill out the WWE's Royal Rumble this year, trying to make it the best lineup that they can always do. Every year, they always try to get some surprises to come out. You know, they had the year where basically all of the announcers, Booker T, JBL, Michael Cole, they all got in on the action getting into the Rumble. I think Jerry Lawler even got into it on that one. And then we've had years where we've had a Diva in there. We've had the Glamazon, Beth Phoenix. We've seen Kong in the Rumble. We've seen returning legends like DDP, Mick Foley, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. It seems like they've gone to the well on just about every single person coming out, getting that, Royal Rumble-like pop, trying to recreate what happened with Diesel. I believe that was the 2011 Royal Rumble. Not 100% sure, but it was the year that they had 40, and it was the year that Alberto Del Rio ended up winning the whole thing. But it seems as if WWE has reached out to none other than Shawn Michaels, trying to see if he would want to help WWE fill out the Royal Rumble and try to give like a big moment for WWE fans, for them really to hold on to, of why this year's Royal Rumble was one of the best ones they've ever done. They've already got the stipulation of basically the winner of this year's Rumble would be the WWE champion, and that's a good reason for a lot of guys to be coming back. I really thought that was a reason why I thought they did Chris Jericho's return 1 week too early. They should have announced that the WWE championship was going to be on the line, and then you see guys coming back into the fold, being like, well, if the title's on the line, I want to be champion. I think I got what it takes. But instead, Jericho just came out, did a little interaction with the New Day, ended up saying that he was going to be in this year's Royal Rumble. And then later on, we found out that the championship would be added to it, which makes it look like it's a better idea to get your name into there, but it would make a lot more sense if you had guys dying to get in the Rumble because they wanted a chance to end their career as being champion. And that's a reason why it would make sense for Shawn to come back. But when Shawn left us back in 2010 at WrestleMania 26, I think that matches up to being the right year. That was when I got back into professional wrestling. That's when I really dove deep into it, was me going to my first WrestleMania, and it was Shawn losing in the main event, and I really didn't believe that was it. I wanted to believe that Shawn was going to come back at SummerSlam. I believed that Shawn would take some time off, but retirements in wrestling are never real. We've seen Ric Flair retire from wrestling probably 10 times. I saw Kevin Nash retire from wrestling when he was in WCW, losing a match to Hulk Hogan. We see retirement angles ran all the time, but definitely Shawn looked at it as a way to step away from the ring, and he comes back from time to time, and he might super kick somebody, doing a skit with DX and Triple H and everything like that, but he's not going to wrestle anymore. I think that by now everybody should have learned this, that definitely people thought the one reason that would get people to come back was that Shawn would wrestle Daniel Bryan at this year's WrestleMania, seeing how it would be held in Texas, and people thought that was a guarantee that all these guys were going to come back, but he made a promise that that was his last match, and people have said in stories that it hurt his feelings when he was picked as Ric Flair's last opponent. Rick got to pick who he wrestled at WrestleMania 24. He picked Shawn Michaels because he thought he was the best wrestler of all time. He thought he was better than he was, and he knew that he could have a great match, and he wanted to go out on top. But Ric Flair ended up taking the money. He went and signed with TNA. He wrestled a few matches there that really didn't mean anything. And it sort of downplayed WrestleMania 24. I think that when you talk about WrestleMania 24, you talk about Ric Flair, the send-off that Vince gave him with WWE. And I think that's what everybody wants to remember of his last match. I think the last match that he ever had was him and Mick Foley on Impact. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that was Mick's last match. And it might be that was Rick's last one as well. But, Rick got sent home from WWE. They had him under contract, but they really didn't have anything for him to do. And he just felt the itch that he wanted to perform. And he ended up taking less money to go work for TNA. So he would be out, doing television, going on the road, doing pay-per-views, and be a part of the wrestling business, because it's what he's always done. And Shawn's not like that. Shawn was able to get into entertainment by doing his reality hunting show, and he does a lot of fishing expos and hunting expos and things like that. And he's busy enough as it is, and he's at home with his wife and kids, raising his kids, and coming back and wrestling one more match isn't on his plate, even, I guess, showing up at a Royal Rumble. So it's not going to happen. I don't know why they would ask, but it seems that if they're still trying to pick and prod to see if Shawn wants one more go-round, and I don't think he does, and I don't think he ever will.